All right, so what I have here is an example of, here's the floor texture I was using. Here's some kind of wall texture I was looking at. And this is, as I said, this is like interior decorating here. So what these two colors kind of look bad together, right? The whole idea here is shop around, or when you're building these things, think about color, think about tints, shades, and all that other stuff. You take it for granted sometimes that that the colors. I've seen, as I said, students put brick and tile together, and they're like, ugh, it's awful. But let's look at color for a second, kind of see what we can do with this. How about, for example, if I grab some of this color over here using Alt, okay, maybe the lightest stuff, and then go back over here and make a new layer and fill it with that color. Well, what can I do over here to kind of maybe lighten or screen it or overlay it to kind of give it, some kind of tie-in with this color? I can also go in here and go image adjustments and then just go black and white. And then I can take that black and white and heavily rely on the overlay to produce the color. Okay, so now look at, they really match up. And it's just the fact that, do I want it on overlay? Do I want it on multiply? Do I want it on lighten? How do I want that texture to look? And I can choose different ones here. Soft light, a nice change up. Okay. And if you're still not happy with that, let's say I duplicate it, and I can have several soft light layers on top of each other that will tint it up. I like this. So it's definitely a better combination of. So what I'm going to do is save this. Replace it. Okay, so now that I have some kind of wall texture picked out, what I got to do now is bring that into Maya. And I have those textures in a texture directory. So usually what I do is, I'll build them here first, then decide what I'm going to do. So I definitely like these. So then and only then will I add them to my level 1, room 1, where everything's really super organized. Okay. And then I can drag those into here. And because they're in a project now, you can see that this actually just popped into place. I didn't have to do what I did earlier with the double click on to build the preview thumbnail. So that's the advantage. Okay, so let's look at wall 1. Let's start building that color node. Okay, let's go back to textures and then apply this one to the default. And this one to bump. What's missing? Spectral, right? So if I wanted to build a spectral for this, I could probably get away with going back to Maya for a sec, or Photoshop for a second. And let's say I wanted to build a spectral that had a little bit of tint of blue. Well, let's go exposure for a new adjustment layer. Let's go like that. Just like that. So what's going to happen is all these little areas right here are going to be a little bit shinier. Okay. And for that one, I'm going to choose to put it in my desktop under level 1, room 1. and put an S after it. Okay, so let's go back to Maya. See a lot of hopping around, right? There we go. And we'll just apply that right over to the spectral color. So again, take the time to build this out the correct way. For example, rather than just applying it to the model, let's go over here and build up the node. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like under light. And I would say, wow, that looks pretty freaking sweet, right? Okay, so now that I have everything unified together, I've got it beta tested out. Let's apply it to the model, and let's go on to the next video because I'm running out of time.